Okay, hello and welcome, and in this video we're going to go through choosing a niche topic. So this is the introductory video for choosing a niche. Now of course I'm from the UK, we pronounce it niche. I believe in North America it's pronounced niche. Obviously being from Britain I'm going to call it niche. So apologies if that kind of throws you a little bit, but that's exactly how I speak. So choosing a niche topic is a very important step, and it's basically the first step to the info product system. Okay, so step one, choose a niche. Step two, create a product. Step three, create a sales letter. Step four, get traffic. And of the four niches, this is perhaps the most important one. In fact, if you can get this right, then everything else will be much easier. Everything else, all the other steps are going to be much easier, much more profitable. Get this wrong, you'll find it almost impossible to make money. So just to kind of stress this and really buttress this point, if you have the best sales letter written by the world's best copywriter, the best video, you have an absolutely amazing product, you spend ages choosing the different traffic sources, and you're confident you're focused on the best traffic sources, but you get the niche wrong and you choose the wrong niche, you're going to find it very difficult to make money. On the flip side, if you choose a really good niche and you have a pretty poor sales letter, a really terrible product, and you just kind of look at what other people are doing in terms of traffic and just copy them, you know there's a good chance you'll actually make money with that. So you can see how important the niche is and how important it is that we get this right. And get it right, it's going to be pretty easy to make money. Get it wrong, and you're going to find it pretty much impossible to make money. So for that reason, please do spend time reflecting on the niche that you choose. And if there's just one thing that you take from this video, just one piece of advice that you heed, please focus on niches where people are already buying digital products, okay? So I'm not saying niches where people are searching for things on Google for free information. I'm not saying niches even where people are buying non-digital product things, so people are buying physical products. You can make it work in those niches, but really the best niches are niches where people are already buying products, digital products, like the ones that we want to sell. So if you take just one thing from all of these videos on niche selection, please make it that. So let's run through exactly what a niche is. Well, a niche is just a targeted topic or keyword that we focus on. So you can think of it as a group of people who are very interested in our offer. And you notice that I've put very interested here. So I'm very passionate about internet marketing, so I'm within the internet marketing niche. I'm passionate about certain sports like boxing. I'm passionate about music production, and so I would fall into all of those niches because I'm very interested. And you could quite feasibly sell me a course on one of those topics or a software within one of those topics. I've flirted with the idea of learning different languages, so I arguably might be in one of those niches, but probably not because I'm not really that interested. It's something that I have a mild passion for, but I'm not super duper interested in. So really, if you look at your own passions, you'll see that you are very much a member of maybe between 2 and 10 niches, and those are 2 and 10 niches that you've either bought info products on, you've considered buying them, you're really passionate about those niches. And then there's maybe another 100 topics, 100 niches that you maybe have a little bit of interest in, and then there's thousands of other niches that you have absolutely no interest in. What we want to do is find a group of people who are very passionate and very interested in our offer, and we can consider that a niche. So it's really down to passion, and it's down ideally to people spending money within that niche. Now, our product that we create, the sales letter we create, the traffic that we're going to get, is all going to be focused on that niche. Okay, so like I say, it's important that we do choose the right niche because it will determine the product, the sales letter, and the traffic, and basically everything within our system revolves around the niche. Some examples of some six-figure niches. Make money in internet marketing, perhaps the best niche, and I will talk about that. I'll have a specific case study on that niche, on the internet marketing make money niche. Dieting, absolutely huge niche. World of Warcraft, not an incredible niche, but a six-figure niche from what I've seen. Basketball, how to become a better basketball player, how to jump higher. There's actually multiple sub-niches within each of these. So for example, dieting, you could have courses targeted at men, courses targeted at women. You could have how to get stronger arms. You could have how to get a six pack, how to put on muscle mass if you're a guy and you want to bulk up. Same thing with make money. It could just be paid surveys, it could be internet marketing, it could be email marketing, and we can divide it up even further than that. So within email marketing, you could maybe have a course on how to increase open rates with your emails, how to lower bounces from emails you send out. So you can have not only niches, but you can have sub niches or even sub niches, and I'll have a video specifically on that later on. There are also evergreen niches, niches that will continue to grow and continue to make money today, tomorrow, and in another 10 years. People are always going to want to make money, and that's a niche that will continue to grow. And with it, internet marketing and the different ways that people can make money online will continue to grow as well. So we call that an evergreen niche. It's here now, it was here 10 years ago, it'll be here in another 10 years. And then we also have new niches that can potentially be the start of something big, or they can potentially be flash in the pan niches. So niches that were really big for a few weeks, a few months, maybe even a few years, and then they just disappear. And that can be related to political events. So in the case of Run Your Car on Water, that was a niche that was based on the oil prices being very high, and so petrol prices were high. Bitcoin is another example of a kind of new niche, and the jury's kind of out as to whether that's a flash in the pan niche. I'll talk about that a little bit later on as well. Very generally, I advise you to focus on the evergreen niches, although it's certainly possible to make some big money in some of these new kind of weird niches as well, and I'll have specific videos on these. Basically though, the main thing is there are good and bad niches, okay? And we want to focus on the good niches. A good niche is a niche where people are making money already with info products, and it ticks all the boxes that I'm going to talk about in this video and future videos. Really, in a good niche, anyone can profit. So you can take someone who doesn't know much about internet marketing, hasn't really written a sales letter before, doesn't create a particularly good product, and doesn't really know how to get traffic, and they stand more chance of making money in a good niche than I would do with all my 10 years of experience and all the money I've got and all the abilities I've got and all the contacts I have to do all these things and create software and buy traffic and all this kind of stuff. You probably stand more chance in a good niche of making money, even if you're a complete newbie, than I would do with all my experience in a bad niche. Okay, it's that important that we focus on the good niches. So of course I'll have a few videos on niche selection and how we can be sure we're choosing the best niches, but just a few tips to get you started. The first tip is copy the best. In other words, focus on niches where people are already making money, and specifically focus on niches where people are already buying info products. So we want to see sales, in a nutshell, we want to see sales on JBZoo, ClickBank, Warrior Plus, or other places like Flipper. But really we want to see people selling digital products and buying digital products in the niche that we want to focus on, and that's really the main point here. Another really good tip is to start with what you know. Now, I talk about niche empathy and understanding the customers, and how that allows you to not only connect with them when it comes to creating a sales letter, giving the product a name, what kind of product you should create, but it also means that it's going to be much easier, and you're going to have much more of a passion when you focus on a niche that you actually know, and ideally a niche that you're a customer of, ideally a niche that you've actually purchased info products in before. And for a lot of people, the one thing which ticks all these boxes, niches where people are already making money, people are buying info products, and you understand the niche. For a lot of people, the most obvious one there is going to be internet marketing. Hopefully you have other hobbies and other passions that do intersect with niches where people are making money and people buying info products. But this is going to be kind of, I think, the default niche to focus on for a lot of people. And I'll give you some examples of other niches as we go through the training. So just to kind of get you started in terms of focusing on niches that people are buying and selling, what I've done is I've basically created a keyword cloud for the top 100 all-time titles on JBZoo. So a keyword cloud is just a kind of visual picture like this, where depending on how common a word appears within a text, it then becomes really big. So for example, builder apparently appears much more within the titles of the top 100 JVZoo all-time sellers than app does, for example. And just to kind of show you the way that I came up with this is just to go over to JVZoo and click on Find Products. And then I just basically grabbed and exported the top like 100 products here, put them all in a spreadsheet, cleaned it up a little bit, and then imported this into text, which basically into a tool which basically turns it into keyword clouds. So these are the kind of most common words within the JVZoo top sellers. So you can see video appears a lot, traffic, store, and obviously some of these relate to, you know, as much branding as anything else. So pro is just a very common kind of word. And by the way, if you're thinking of creating a product within the internet marketing niche, then it's, you know, it's quite cool just to kind of mix and match these. So affiliate ads pro, that would be a safe title. Social builder pro, traffic store, video traffic store, and then you could kind of throw another word in there, but I'm kind of going off track a little bit here. So it's kind of good to look at this not only for, I suppose, research and focusing on good niches, but also to kind of come up with titles yourself. But anyway, we can see we've got the word ads, so that's quite popular on affiliate. On JVZoo, people like targeting, creating products that focus on ads. We have affiliates, we have builder, so that's like a website builder, I suppose, video builder, some kind of creation tool, commission, which again ties in with affiliate, IM, I suppose, internet marketing, license, so people, I think that's to do with like resale rights and licensing, so people like resale rights, PLR things, membership, so people, you know, recurring billing, membership monthly, plugin and WordPress, and so WordPress plugins are always popular. Social media, Facebook, Instagram. Software, of course, is big. Store, people like Shopify stores. Templates, traffic, unlimited, video, viral, wealth, WP, WordPress. So you can see there's a whole range of titles and keywords that are potential niches on JVZoo. But of course, you can just go over to the Find Products page, have a little browse around here, look at the top sellers page and see what's selling over here as well, and consider focusing on one of those niches. Likewise with ClickBank, and let me just zoom in a little bit here just so you can see this fully. Once again, I went over to ClickBank, went over to our CB5000 tool, exported all the product names for like the top 1600 products. I think I've put like the top 500 titles here actually that we went through. And basically just grab the titles, so, you know, red tea detox, hip flexors, and cleaned it up a little bit, so I removed words like 2017, things like that. But basically just took the top the titles for the top 500 products and turned it into a keyword cloud. So again, you can see that we have a lot of internet marketing, make money related words, affiliate, marketing, money, profits, traffic, video. We also have some many dieting words, so we have belly, fat, body, paleo, like the paleo diet, weight, etc. We have some foreign language words, so dinero, en, which I think is a Spanish word. And then we also have words like French as well, so we know that French and Spanish, if you do speak those languages, a good angle is to potentially look at a niche within that space. And then we have a whole range of other sort of smaller niches such as Bitcoin, recipes, writing, surveys, beauty, you know, and that kind of stuff. So there's just a whole range of niches here that we can target. And of course, I'm just giving you these as a quick visual representation. By all means, you know, have a quick glance at this and say, you know what, betting or forex trading or dieting or, you know, video, these are all good niches, and have a quick glance at the JVZoo one. Let me just zoom back out. And say socials a niche I want to focus on, or videos I want to niche I want to focus on. By all means do that, but also as we go through the videos, I will talk specifically about how we can research JVZoo and how we can research ClickBank to find these really good niches and actually drill down beyond just this keyword cloud. But obviously it's useful to have a quick visual representation, and so these are the two keyword clouds for JVZoo and ClickBank as to what's selling right now. I've talked about the flash in the pan niche. So this is a Google Trends result for the keyword run your car on water. Now there was actually a site called I think it was runyourcaronwater.com was the actual name of the site, and this was generating at its peak was doing about $20,000 per day. Okay, so absolutely ridiculous kind of profits. But as you can see, it only lasted so long, and this was based on the oil prices in the US in particular. It was a global issue, but certainly in the US, the oil prices went up, and I think, the price of petrol and the price of diesel went up by like, double or something like that. And so obviously a lot of people were, wasting a lot of money on this, and so this became like a big niche, which was how can you convert your car to run on water, and therefore reduce the cost of fuel, and therefore save money basically. But because the prices of oil went up and then came back down, we ended up with this situation where the niche was only hot for a short period of time. So in other words, if you come in here with the first run your car on water product, probably by this point over here, which was maybe say September, you may have made like $1 million. So you literally, this could be your first ever product. You come in here, you make $1 million. You exit here, you invest in real estate or invest in the stock market, and then that's you done for life. However, if you come in around here, so you see all this happening, you see all this money being made, and then you come in around here, you've already missed the boat on this. So these flash in the pan niches can be very lucrative, but it can also be very difficult to catch that wave at just the right time. Contrast that with an evergreen niche, which is make money or internet marketing. You can see that this is evergreen. It's the same sort of traffic, same period of time as we have over here from 2004 to 2000. Well, this is 2012 because there wasn't any point in going beyond it because it's just dead. But you can see it's the same kind of period of time, 2004 to 2017 actually. And the difference here, though, as you can see, this one's not only consistently there, but it's actually going up. So it starts off like around the 40 kind of number, and then goes up obviously to today, where it's at an all-time peak of 100. And by the way, this is just like a relative number. It's not necessarily search results as such. It's kind of a relative overall number, but you can see that the growth is very much up. It's very much an evergreen niche, and it's actually growing. So this is a good evergreen niche to focus on. Not to say that you can't make money in these flash in the pan niches, but it's much more difficult. And then just to give you one last example of a general kind of niche, this is the Bitcoin niche, and you can see I've put here flash in the pan, and this is actually because I've been working on this course since for quite a while, but certainly since like October. And this was a screenshot that I took in, I think, either December or January. And you can actually see that it's already peaked at this point. So it's already gone up to 100 and then started to drop off. And, around here, I don't know if everyone's been following Bitcoin, but sort of December of 2017, it was the big thing. Everyone was talking about it. It had gone mainstream. It was like one of the main sort of search topics in the world. It was absolutely huge. And I know a lot of people who actually jumped into Bitcoin around this point, and I'll show you the latest search trends for Bitcoin later on. But it's kind of difficult to say at this point whether Bitcoin is something that is going to continue to grow, whether it will drop down and then drop up again and keep on going up, or whether it's already reached its peak. And I know people who've come in here and have now launched kind of over here, and it seems to have missed a lot of the peak. So, if they'd come in 2 months earlier and they'd launched a product here, they probably would have made 3 or 4 times as much. And this is the trick with these flash in the pan new niches. They can be very profitable if you catch the time right and you come in at just the right point. But if you miss that wave, even by a month or two, it can be quite difficult. So quite a few things we've talked about in this video. Main thing I want to focus on really though is that you should be focusing on niches where people are already buying info products, okay? And if you get that right, you'll be in a good niche and you'll reduce the chance that you're in a bad niche. And remember, in a good niche, anyone can profit. So with that being said, this is the introduction video to choosing a niche. In the next video, we'll start to dive into the specifics on how we know that a niche is good or not.